I saw this reel on Instagram which is super cool and amazing. So I thought, why not break it down and teach you people how to edit like this, which is very popular these days. And there are only few editors who know this kind of editing. And as always, you will find all the assets used in this editing. Link is in the description section below. And consider joining our Telegram group where we help and support each other. The link of that is also in the description section below. Alright, so first of all, we are going to create the first scene. So first scene would be of the user. So we'll take this user PNG. And by the way, all of the assets you can find in the assets folder. The link is in the description section below. So since this is black PNG, so we need to invert it, or we can simply press Ctrl space. If you have installed the FX Console plugin, you can apply any effect right from here, and this saves you a lot of time. This is absolutely free plugin, so make sure you install this. This is by, I don't know, I forgot his name. Okay, anyways, if you know the name, please let me know in the comment section below. So first of all, you have to search for the effect invert. So the moment we'll apply the invert, it's going to show us the white effect. And now we are going to apply one more effect on this, and that is gradient, and that is gradient ramp. So once we apply that, you will get this kind of a result. And now you might see these two small dots. So if I just click on this, you will see this, and I can drag it on this side and drag this one on this side. So we are going to create shadow on this side and light on this side. Okay, and however you can just play with it, you can just do this as well. Okay, like this. And we are going to change the black color to our brand color. So you can click over here in the effects control panel, and I'm going to take my brand color, which is something like this, but I'm going to make it less saturated so that it looks like this. Okay, so once that is ready, we are going to create a multiple copy of this. So for this purpose, we will press Ctrl D, Command D few times, and then we are going to arrange them randomly on the scene. So we'll just drag, maybe place it over here, and drag another one maybe over here, this one over here, and this one, let's say, over here. And then we can even rotate them to different directions. So if we select all of these and press R, we can just now rotate them to any directions we like. So like so, maybe like this. Okay, and this way it looks just good and amazing. And now we are going to arrange them into the 3D space. So we'll press Ctrl A to select all of these and click on this arrow to turn them off. And now click on this 3D icon to make them 3D, and they are now 3D. You can see, and we are going to place them in different G space. So for that purpose, we are going to press P on our keyboard, and this is the value we are going to affect. This is the last one, this is G value. And so with the help of this one, we can just place them either in the front or in the back. So all of these can be the random value, you don't have to be precise. Okay, like this one, I'm going to place it over here. So this is the first scene, and now we are going to add the text on this. So for this purpose, we'll collapse them, press Ctrl A and click on this to collapse them, and let's create a text. So for the moment, I'm going to hide them so that I can see only the text and I can focus on the screen. So I'll click on the eye icon to turn them off, and press Ctrl T, Command T, and click here, and I'm going to write want. I'll just type want, and I'm going to change its font to any font you like, and I prefer, I think, let me see, Arial fat face. Okay, I'm going to go for this font. I'm going to make this favorite as well, so that next time I can easily find it. Arial fat face, and this is the click on this star to make it favorite. So next time you have to just click on this star and all of your favorite font would be here, so that would save you a lot of time. And I'm going to make the color to white, and I'm going to align it in the center, or vertically center also, and I'm going to increase its size maybe like this, and select the selection tool and drag it up a little bit. Let's make it like this, and we are going to apply some animation on this. So the quickest way is using any presets which are by default installed on the After Effects or in the After Effects, or you can simply use the Premiere Composer plugin. You can see Animation Composer plugin, which is free, and in the free you will see this starter pack, and you can just apply any text preset from here. But let me show you the free way. So free way is that selecting this and press Control space and search for fade or random fade in. So once you click that, it's going to create this random fade animation, but this is too slow. To make it fast, we'll select this layer and press U to reveal its keyframe and zoom in. And once we zoom in, you can see we can just drag this back to over here. So that way it's going to happen soon. Or let's make it a little bit more like this, want, and then we want the second text, that is the customer. So we'll press Ctrl D, Command D, and then we are going to place it on the bottom and double click and type customers. And let's make this customers a little bit larger and make the font a little bit smaller. Good. And we can just move it a little bit down, and we are going to apply one more effect on this. So we'll click on the font, right click and select the layer styles, and then select the gradient overlay, and then let's go inside the gradient overlay, and here you will see the colors in options and click on the edit gradient, and this is going to open this gradient options, and you can change this color or you can keep this color. It's all your wish. So let's keep it by default, don't change it, and then come over here and let's make the opacity little bit less, something maybe over here, and let's say make it around 50%, something like that. And we can click on the reverse, because at this moment the shadow is on the top, but we want the shadow to be on the bottom. So let's click on the reverse, and that would be on, and that way we will have this cool effect. And now we can simply click and Control C to copy it, and then we are going to paste this on the customer also. So that way we will have this kind of a cool effect. So now if we play it, one customer, but at this time both are coming together or at the same time, which we don't want. So we'll move it little bit later, something over here. And if we play it, want customers. So I think this is coming too late. Want customer. Okay, that's good. And we are going to turn these also into 3D, and we are going to turn all of these back on. So we have everything like this, but at this moment it looks boring and very dull because there is no movement. So we are going to create that movement with the help of 3D camera in the next module. Alright, so at this moment you can see that our text is being hidden, or text is not properly visible because of this layer. So we are going to adjust it and place maybe like here over here, and let's adjust its G position, press P and click on this G value and back in the G space, and now drag it up maybe like this. And now let's animate it. So for this purpose we right click, new, and select the camera, and here we are going to one node camera 35mm presets and press OK. And now we are going to right click camera and select create orbit null. That way we'll have the extra control, which with the help of that we can control the camera. So first we are going to select the camera, press P, and from the null we are going to control the rotation. So we'll press R to reveal the rotation properties. So first of all let's rotate it with the help of null. So we are going to, let's say, make it maybe like this, and we'll add a keyframe on this orientation, and then in the position we are going to create a keyframe, and we are going to place this keyframe 1 second ahead, and over here we are going to zoom in with the help of G position. So this is the G value or Z value, and we are going to zoom in like, and if we play it, this is how it looks, but it's not looking good. So from here, since the rotation ends here, we are going to move a little bit further, and we are going to reset the rotation. So you can either set the value to 0, or you can right click and select the reset. That way also going to create a new keyframe right over here. So let's see how it looks. This looks this way. Okay, so now let's animate the keyframe as well. Select all of these and press F9 them, and if you have the key ease extension, so you can apply this preset which looks amazing or which immediately creates this graph. Otherwise you can go to the graph and you can just draw it and create the peak in the center, and make sure you are right clicking and you are affecting the speed graph, not value graph. Okay, that has to be speed graph, and that way you will get this amazing animation. This is how it looks. Okay, and I think this should not be visible right over here, so we can drag it maybe over here on the top. How it looks. Want customers, and the moment it does so lands here, there should be one more movement, and that can be zoom out once again. So we'll go to 2 seconds and we are going to animate with the again G value, and we are going to zoom out it little bit, or we can just zoom in back like so. So if you play it, you can see, yes, this is how it looks. Good. And I think this is having a less movement, so let's make this little bit more. So this keyframe, which is the second one where it zooms out, so we'll click on this to exactly or precisely go to this keyframe. Otherwise this is going to create a duplicate keyframe. So always make sure you keep the habit of clicking this keyframe to move to the next keyframe. So from here I'm going to zoom out it a little bit more, so maybe like this. And if we play it, and yes, this looks amazing movement. And from here we can, if you want, you can even add the rotation value. So from here even rotate like this. If we play it, this is what it looks. Let's move this keyframe maybe over here. That's looking good. So far our first scene is ready, done. Let's move on to the second scene. Alright, so now we are going to create the second scene, and second scene should end here, or from it should start from here. So for this purpose we are going to click over here, and we are going to add all of these user presets and the customers. So we want all of these to end here, so we can just select the camera also, or alright, leave the camera, just select all the text and the user PNGs and press Alt and right bracket. That way it's going to cut from here. And let's split now the camera also. So we'll press Ctrl Shift D to split the camera from here, and we are going to create a new scene from here. So now we have the blank canvas, and here we are going to create the scene. So our scene would be something like this. So for this purpose we'll come on the top and let's select the rounded rectangle tool, and let's draw this something like this and change the stroke to 0. Select the fill and let's make it like our brand color. So you can obviously take your brand color something maybe over here, and let's align it in the center, and let's adjust this anchor point to the center. So we'll just double click and double click on this pen behind anchor tool, so that way it's going to be in the center. This is the shape layer. Okay, and since now its corners are not that round, so we'll select this shape layer and let's press enter and change its name to rectangle or square. Okay, I think spelling is right. If it is not, let me know in the comments. And write roundness on the search bar. That way roundness properties would be open, and let's increase it to 55 something, or let's increase it even further. So that way we are going to get this result, which looks just amazing. And now we are going to add the text. So again we'll take those text from here. So we'll just press Ctrl D Command D to duplicate them and drag them above the square. Okay, and let's move on the camera on the top. Okay, and turn off the orbit null and select these, and let's position them right over here. Since they are in the starting, we need to bring them over here. So here it should be. So right now it's looking rotated. So we will go to the camera, second camera. It's because of this camera, and press U and its position. Let's just click on the stopwatch to remove that keyframe, and again in the orbit null as well we are going to just split this also. Ctrl D Command D and come to this and press R and reset the orientation, and click on this stopwatch to remove all the keyframes. And now we have the blank canvas, and now we can adjust our rotation of these text like so, and change the text want to think of, to think and customer to of your brand. Move the second text under it and scale it down maybe like this, and scale down the to think also, and then change the brand text to something else. So for that purpose select this text, zoom in by pressing Alt and with mouse wheel you can zoom in or zoom out quickly on this timeline, and double click and select the brand only and change its font to anything else like red. So you can take any font which you like and increase its size a little bit. Okay, this is how it looks, and let's adjust the to think text to little bit on the top, maybe like this. And now we need to add the brain on this. So we'll go to the project file, search for the brain file, human brain. This is the GLV format, so we'll just drop it over here, and here obviously click on this make comp size, and it's going to change its render to advanced render and press OK. And this way you will get this kind of a result. Just make it smaller and let's adjust it or rotate it, and let's scale it even further and place it over here. So this is how it looks to think, and we are going to give it animation. So press R on this one, and let's rotate it like so, and let's create a keyframe on this and go back in the beginning. Let's cut it from here and rotate it again like this, and select all of these keyframes and press F9, or you can apply this effect. So again the center would be in the peak, peak would be in the center, and this is how it looks. No, I think we need to add more rotation to this. Yes. Okay, that's looking great, and let's fit it on the screen and keep the square also to this size. Press Alt and left bracket to cut it from this starting, and let's add a white solid over here. So right click new and select solid and call it solid, and take off white color like this and press OK. And if we just see it, this is how it looks, because at this time first we need to cut it from here and bring this square on the top, and this is how our scene looks now. To think of your brand, and increase the duration of the text also like this. And here we need to change the camera more position also. So first of all we need to make the square 3D also. So if we click on the 3D, this is how it's going to rotate. So we need to adjust its rotation as well. And the moment we rotate it, you can see the text are gone. So we'll move this into the G position. So zoom out and press P to reveal its position and bring it back to something like this. And here we are going to change the camera to position. So let's zoom it out like this, and we are going to click on a position to create a final position over here, and in the starting we are going to zoom in with the help of G value. So maybe like this, and if we play it, okay, but we need to select these keyframes and press F9, or we can simply apply this preset. And let's see, this is how it looks, and we need to add a flash light right over here. So we'll take this solid, Ctrl D to make it duplicate and bring it on the top, and press Alt and cut from here and make it smaller. So this would act as a transition. So if we play it, but I think this is staying here for too long, so we need to make it smaller. So let's make it like this, and if we play it, yes, I think again we need to make it little bit less and bring this keyframe back so that it just happens quickly. Yes, now this movement looks good, and then the moment it comes here, let's bring it back and then move a little bit further and zoom in once again like this. Let's move it a little bit further. Yes, that's looking good, and go to its graph and let's see, let's make it a little quicker like this, and if we play it, yes, or we can just make it like this. Yes, this one is also looking good. Now turn off the graph, and this is how our second scene looks. And now we need to add some text on the bottom, only on the bottom. So we'll press Ctrl T, Command T and add a text. So I've written some random text. Select all of these, make the color black and change its font to some handwriting one, handwritten text like this one, badly hand ITC, and adjust their line spacing with the help of this one. So make it like this, and then move down, and in the paragraph make it left align so that this looks like this. And we can now select anywhere else, select the selection tool and place it over here and make sure you uncheck this one, so that way we'll have the smaller text, and then we can just make it, we can scale it down and adjust its spacing, line spacing also once again like this, and that text should be visible from here only. So we'll cut it from the, oops, where's the text? Yes, this is the random text. Bring it down and cut it from here. So press Alt and backspace, oh sorry, square bracket, left square bracket to cut it from here. And if you play it, you can see this is how it looks. So there is no animation on this, so we are going to add some animation on that. So we'll select this and control space and search for the effect typewriter, and if we play it, this is how it goes, but this is too slow, so we'll press U and bring the second one to the earlier so that it just happens quickly. So if we play it, this is how it looks. And I think this text is not bold enough, so let's find another text. Yeah, I think go the hand, this one looks good, and adjust its position so that this text doesn't go or cut in the frame, maybe over here. Okay, that looks good. We can add some shadow on the brain also. So select the brain, press Control space, but at this moment you won't be able to apply any effect on this because this is a GLB file, so we need to press Control Shift C to pre-comp this. So call it brain comp, and now again make it back to 3D, Control space and search for shadow. So you can use Shadow Studio also, or you can simply use the drop shadow. And in the settings on the top shadow, you can adjust its opacity, let's say like this, and we can adjust its distance and softness. So increase the distance to 40 and increase the softness. I think this one looks good. Yeah, the shadow is now soft and looks amazing. And if we play it, yeah, this looks just amazing. And if we play it from the beginning, so whenever you are working on the animation on the reels, or where you have a very longer animation or many scenes, then in that case you have to start from the beginning, because sometimes we make changes on the second scene or third scene and we somehow mess up with the first scene or some other scenes. So make sure you check and start from the beginning. Yes, I think Flash is taking too much time here, so I need to make it smaller once again, maybe like this. Let's see. Now let's play it. Okay, this looks good and amazing. And now we need to add one more text, and that is automatically. So we'll take this one, like to think this text, press Ctrl D to duplicate it and bring it on the top, and we'll just double click it and type automatically and change its color to black and bring it down like so. And we need to change its layer blend mode. At this moment we will not be able to change this blend mode because it's a 3D layer, and you can see in the 3D layer this blending option is not available. So what we can do, again we can Control Shift C to pre-comp this and okay, and then now if we change its blend mode to difference, nothing is happening. Reason being that we have to go inside this and turn off this 3D option, and once we do that and come back here, you can see now we see this text right over here. Okay, so we are going to now scale it up to make it large, something like this, and if we play it, this is how it looks. And this automatically should come little later, so we'll just move it little bit ahead. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this looks good. And from here, the moment automatically comes, the camera should go out or zoom out. So here we will keep the camera position right here as it is, and the moment automatically comes, it should go out or zoom out. So with the G value, we are going to make it like this. Okay, so you can play with the settings and animations, and you can just come up with your own unique style. I think second scene is also complete. Let's move on to the third scene. Alright, so let's create the third scene, and now we are going to just remove all of these and we are going to cut them from here because we no longer want them. So we'll press Alt and backspace because this should end right over here. Scene 2. Okay, that's good. And we are going to cut the camera. Press Alt and just make it like this. Or okay, let's cut the camera and orbit null also. We haven't used it in the second scene, but we are going to use it in the third scene. And we are not cutting the solid because we need it for the next scene. Now let's move on to the next scene. And here we add the text. So we'll take the both of these text and press Ctrl D Command D and drag them on the top and take it right over here. And at this moment you can see it shows rotating, which we don't want. So let's fix it first, because here we have the camera and this orbit null. So select the camera and press R for the orientation, and let's fix it. Oops, this is not going to help. Yes, go inside the rotation and change its rotation value back to the 0. Oops. Okay, from here in the first scene, when it goes like this, just go at the end and reset its value. Reset and take it little bit further. Okay, and you can see now we have in the second scene we have made the problem. It has made the problem in the second scene, and now it is rotated. So we need to fix that as well. So go to the square and all these text to think and the brain. So select all of these, press R and reset their rotation to 0 by clicking on the G value, typing 0 here, and all would be reset. Good. And now let's come to this one of your brand and press R for the rotation, and again type 0 to set their rotation to 0. Alright, that's good. Now it's fixed. Select both of these texts and change their color to black and type wire it, and let's change all caps to normal and type the first word caps. Now move on to the second text, double click and again make this as well. Remove all caps from it and increase its size. Oops, and remove only, keep into there, and let's adjust its position. So bring it here, make it large and keep the wire it down a little bit, wire it into their brain. So that looks good. And now we need to create some lines or animated lines. So for this we will take the pen tool from here, or you can simply press G and take any color. So make the fill to none and the stroke, let's say maybe like this, 10 pixels, and take the color this one. And now click, and or you can make the straight line like this, and let's increase its stroke width to like this, and just press enter and change it to line so that we can identify it. Select this and go to the search and type taper, and in the taper just open it up and increase start length and end length. That way we'll have these sharp edges. Okay, that's good. And just make it this line little bit on this side, maybe over here, and we can just press G once again, or we can select the selection tool, take the selection tool and just drag this point little outside of the frame, and so that we get this kind of a effect line over here. And now we are going to create duplicate lines. So press Ctrl D Command D, and then we can just place it over here and rotate them. Oops, let me first change its anchor point to here, and now we can rotate it like this. Ctrl D, again place it here, rotate it. Alright, so these lines are created, but we need to animate them and fix them. But at this moment we forgot to do this. So we'll select all of these and press Ctrl Shift C and pre-comb them. So line pre-comb. Okay, so line pre-comb is there, and we are going to cut it from the starting to the third scene, where the third scene starts like this. So from here we are going to place it over here, and we are going to apply the turbulent displace on this. So Control space, turbulent displace, and from here we can see how much we want it. I think this one looks good, and let's change, click animated. To animate it, press Alt or Option and drag, click on the evolution, and from here just type time star and let's say 100 and click somewhere else. Let's see, you can see now we have got this animation which looks good. Okay, and if you want, we forgot actually, so you can even add the trim part to the lines. So if we click this, click add and change, add the trim paths and go to the trim path, and in the starting click on the end and make it 0 and move a little bit further on the, maybe on 1 second, and bring it 100. And if we play it, you can see it would start animating it. Let's bring it little closer. I think this is too slow. Let's make it fast. Select all of these, apply this keyframe. You can make it even faster. Yes, and this effect should be applied to all the clips or all the lines. So let me see if I can just do this. Yes, press U and see these keyframes and bring them in the starting. Yes, and if we go back to the main comp, now if we look at this, you can see this looks just amazing, but now we don't have that animation because we have cut it from the beginning. So we'll bring it back and then move it here like this, and if we play it, now this would look amazing. Now this would look amazing. You can see this one looks just amazing. We can adjust the position of the text in the proper center or on the empty space, maybe like this, and we can even scale the line pre-comp to have some extra space in the center. So if you see this is looking just amazing. Alright, so now we are going to animate it. Right now it's looking boring, so let's first of all change these two into 3D and change their space, G space. So let's move on, press P and adjust their G space. So let's move the wire into, like, let's say bring into the little bit on the front to the camera, and let's wire it to the back, and we can even rotate them. So we can select both of these and press R for the orientation, and let's adjust their orientation. So if we press yes, we can adjust this Y rotation of wire it and this one like this. Okay, so this way we have a little bit of variations, but at this moment it's not animating, so let's use the camera and animate it. So here's the camera, and press, let's increase it and let's split it from here, Control Shift D to split it, and now you can see this is how it goes. So first of all we are going to zoom in. First we will be placing a keyframe right on the position, so let's make a one keyframe right over here, and then let's move on to the 7-second and zoom in with the help of G value. But at this moment these lines are not affecting, but want them to be affected also with the help of camera. So for this purpose we need to turn these lines into the 3D. So this is the line pre-comp, let's make it 3D, and now if we play it, you can see it goes like this. But at this moment it's too much of scale, so let's scale it down a little bit and make it 100, and if we play it, this is how it looks. Write it into their brain. I think this is way too on the G space, so let's bring it back like this, and this text is coming too late, so let's bring it into their brain, maybe over here, and we can adjust his position like this, and the moment into there comes, move your playhead little bit further and zoom out with the help of camera, maybe like this, and if we play it, yes, this looks amazing, and we can even just move this keyframe maybe on the 8-second, that way it would look more amazing. Yes, that's good. And now with the help of rotation we are going to rotate it and move on to the next scene. So we'll select the orbit null, and at this time this second camera orbit null, let's bring it over here and let's parent it to the camera 3. So drag it and make it 3, and then we'll press R for the rotation, and we're going to create a keyframe on the orientation and move a little bit further, and we are going to rotate it, but nothing is happening. Let's see what's wrong. I think okay, we have done a mistake. We should not parent this to the camera, we should parent the camera to this orbit null. Let's first select the none, and then let's select the camera and parent it to the orbit null too, and now the scene would rotate. If we rotate it, you can see now the scene is being rotated. So let's undo it and let's see. So from here we want the rotation to be straight, so we are going to put reset, or let's rotate it. Right, and okay, let's move, delete this keyframe, and from here we are going to rotate it like this, and we are going to change the position also So first we are going to add a keyframe on the same position and bring it back, and then move a little bit further, and with the help of camera we are going to change its position to, with the help of X value, we are going to make it like this. So this way it's going to look like this. And let's adjust these keyframes. So press F9 to ease them, and let's move this rotation maybe right around here, and let's play it. Yes, this looks good. And from here we'll start our next scene, and that scene would be the brain. So let's take the brain pre-comp from here, which we have already earlier created, not this one. Yeah, okay, this one is same which we want. So we'll drag it on the composition and bring it here, and we are going to create an outline around it. So first let's scale it up a little bit, and now with the help of pen tool, make sure you select the pen tool and you select none of the layer, otherwise that's going to create a mask. So make sure you deselect everything by clicking anywhere on the timeline except any layer, and then again let the stroke be 33, and we can adjust that later on. And we are going to create some outline like this, and this is how it looks. And make sure this outline starts with the brain comp. So we'll bring this down and we'll cut it from here, and we are going to call it brain outline. That's good. And let's open it up, and in the contents let's add the trim path. Go to the trim path, and in the end let's move your playhead a little bit longer later, and click to add a keyframe on the end, and go to the starting, and let's make it 0, and select both of these. Press F9, or you can simply press this, and if you play it, this is how it looks. And we are going to make it little smaller. Yes, this, or we can just move it little bit later. Yes, this one looks good. And now we need to add some text. So again, take the text from the bottom, drop it on the top, and bring it here. Press Ctrl H. At this moment it's not visible, so we need to press Ctrl H or Command Home to bring it to this, and let's place it here. Make it large and double click it and type brain. Increase its font size, change the text into there, and let's make it small, and we can change its color to, let's say, little darker gray to their brain. And then we are going to add some text over here. So we have earlier created some text, this random text. So Ctrl D to make it duplicate and bring it here like this, and here would be our text, random text. Alright, that's fine. I think this is good. Alright, so now only the final step is left, and that is stylizing and giving it amazing look. So for this purpose we are going to create a new solid. So we'll press Ctrl Alt Y to create a new adjustment layer, and the first effect which we are going to apply on this, that would be the vignette effect. So Control space, search for CC vignette effect, and let it be 100. So 100 is good. You can see the default amount is good, 100. That way we'll have some darkness around the edges, which looks amazing. Now let's duplicate this adjustment layer, and this time remove these vignette effect from it, and let's apply Control space and apply posterize time, and then we are going to set this to, let's say, 12. So that way we will have somewhat stop motion like effect, which just looks amazing. And then one more thing which we need to do, we need to apply the glow effect on this outline of the brain. So search that from here in the timeline, press Control space, search for deep glow, or you can apply glow also. So I'm going to go for glow, and then we need to change its radius to 0.1. That will have some glow on this, or we can even lower it down the radius, and if we see it, you can have some little glow. It's all your wish if you want to keep it, or you can just remove it. Both way it looks good. And the final step is applying the grain effect. So again, create a duplicate of the adjustment layer, remove the posterize time, and search for the noise. And in the effects control panel, uncheck use color noise and set the value to around 10. That way we'll have some grains on it and or some texture on it. That would look just amazing. And I think you have understood each and everything. I've explained everything Let's see. I'll just keep it from here and I'll show you the preview of this. Alright, so this is the final preview, you can see. And if you want to learn more 3D reel editing, then check out this playlist. So thank you so much. See you in the next video. Till then, keep editing and unleash the creative in you. Bye.